What's up, my fishing addicts? Welcome back to another episode of Coast to Coast Fishing. I know it's the end of a long weekend, but you know what today is? It's definitely not your typical Monday. And we're going to be going over a couple different types of fishing knots, starting out from line to reel to spool. Then you're going to go to line to hook, and line to swivel, and line to leader knots. These knots are quick, easy, and they're strong, but first we need to have a good knot to keep the line on the spool, right? A lot of people wonder why or which knot to do to spool their line, because no matter which one, you're always going to have that little bit of tag end, or the knot's just going to be a little bit longer, so it's going to offset your line as you try and spool your reel. So what we're going to do, I left this with a full spool, so I'm going to go ahead and take some fishing line. Can you hand me some line, please? The other one. I'm going to show you the easiest and thinnest knot to re-spool your line. Alright, it's called the Arbor Knot. Alright, so first things first, you grab your one end and then you tie just a little quick square knot, well, half a square knot, like so. Tie that in there, and that's not going anywhere. Then you'll wrap it around your line. Can you hold this up, please? No, the reel, please. Hold the reel up. Hold the reel up. Now, when you take it, you'll loop it around, like so. You'll make a cross. Cross it over once. And then, so you have that right there. And then one more time. Almost like you're tying a square knot. So what that's going to do is, you'll see that little bit right there, how it goes together. You might be worried it's going to pull itself out, which it won't, because all you do is you take and you pull like that, and it creates a flat knot against what this would be the direct metal of the spool. And then like so, you get your cutting tool, take your tag end, snip it, and because this is a 130-pound test line, it's not really meant for knots, but it's just meant to be big enough so you guys can see it. And then as you tighten it down, it'll be a self-tightening knot to the point where it won't move. And as you want to get a nice tight spool line, whether it's braid or mono on your reel, it won't spin, so you'll be able to get a nice good full reel. So you take that, that's too easy, okay? Now that we're done, we magically spooled our line. So that's easy enough. The next knot we're going to go to is the line to hook knots. The first knot I'm going to do is the bass fisherman's dream knot. Most of you, or if not all of you, those of you that are newer to fishing, this is going to be the typical one that you'll see. You can use it for line to hook or line to swivels, anything like that with an eye. So we're going to be using this for demonstration purposes. You pinch it, you push it through your eye. Now some people will, I've seen it done like this, where they go underneath and then do some sort of funky tie, which doesn't really work because it always comes undone. They try to make a Palomar knot. So you take it, slide back and forth, cross it, make your loop, bring the loop through almost to where it's completely tight, wrap the hook in the loop, make sure your loop goes over the top of the eye of your hook. Just take one pinky, squeeze, and then pull. Now you have a nice little That's why I said to make sure it goes over, because then it's be an easy way. But it should be easy enough to just go ahead, pull it tight. There you go. There's your Palomar knot. So, super easy. It's just loop, swoop, and pull. But for those of you that are wondering what happens if you got a smaller eye on your hook, that's easy. All you got to do, take your line, pass it through, turn it around, especially if you have a small eye and you're using like mono instead of fluoro, so you're going to have a larger diameter, and you just push it through like that. Also, don't forget to lubricate your line, whether it's mono, fluoro, or braid. You can use water, spit, and you're good to go. Alright, so the next knot we're going to do is going to be the Uni Knot. Super easy, super strong. What you're going to do is you're going to take the eye of your hook, take your line, slide it through the eye of the hook, like so. You can see how it's doing that. Now you're going to take it, here's your tag end, and you can see this is the line end. Just go ahead, pinch it, and you can see that there's two lines right here. I'm using the SuperViz Power Pro. And then all you have to do is you can let it drop. It doesn't matter if it gets wound up. Just grab it like so, both lines, and then you're going to make a loop. So you pass it around. Kind of awkward doing it from the other side, like that. So now with your tag end, you'll see it like that. Bless you.
Sorry. Thank you.
So you have your line to pull or reel. Here's your tag end. And then you're going to take this loop, make sure both the loop and the line to the pole or the reel are together. You take your tag end, just use this middle finger, and you see you got this circle right here. All you do is you take it and you loop it under 2, 3, 4, 5. But because this is braid, you always double your knots or double the twists, otherwise it'll come out. So then I do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more times. Here's my tag end. I just go ahead, here's the line, take my finger and I pinch, and you'll see, lubricate it, pull one side. It's going to knot up a little bit, but that's fine, because what's going to happen is as you tighten, it's going to all go down into a nice little neat knot. And then before you tighten it all the way, give that little tag end a pull. Boom. One nice straight knot. That right there, the Uni Knot. So I'll do it one more time. Just for demonstration purposes, we're going to go through it quick, and we're only going to tie it 5 times, just like we would if it was mono. Now, combat speed. Take your hook, take your eye, take your line, slide it through, pinch, grab, loop. Take this, make the loop, right? So there's your loop right there. And you take it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lubricate it. You can take a little bit, pull it tight, talk through your teeth like you're talking to your kid that just messed up. Get it a little tight down here at the bottom. Once again, if you look real close, you can see how it's going right through there. Give this tag end a little tight pull. That way it closes it, and then boom, the line of the hook knot is secure. And then you clip your tag end, you're good to go. All right, the last line to hook knot we're going to do is going to be the reverse clinch knot. Most people call the Fisherman's knot the Clinch knot, or vice versa, interchangeable. Mine, I like the tag end to be pointing up, whereas the other way it's pointing down. This way you just maintain a little more positive control over the knot, because you can take your non-tightening end fingers and hold the knot together. Really easy. You take your hook, slide the line through the eye, like so. Bring it up to the top. Pinch both lines together with this finger. Now you've created a loop as you put it down. Take it and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now you've been holding your loop the whole time. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and Junior, pull this line down a little bit. This line down. Okay, thank you. Now you can see where I've been holding the loop, and I still have my tag end over here. You just slide that through the loop, like so. And now you can pull it up here. Get it nice and tight. Pull one side. Now it's tight. Boom. Nice, neat knot. Alright. That being said, we're going to go into line-to-line knots. Where is the big line that I had before? Right here. Okay. Now, let's say you don't have a swivel. Okay? And you want to tie a leader onto your braid. Like, here's my leader line. I would take my main line, which let's say I'm using braided for main, and fluoro. You guys remember the Uni Knot. Very, very easy. It's just a double uni. So you take your leader line, and you take your main line, cross them together. Now you're making a uni on this side, so you're going to grab that tag end. So make sure you have plenty of line to toy with, otherwise you're going to sell yourself short. No pun intended. You have your leader line and your main line together. Take your tag end. Now you have a loop. Then you take that tag end, pull it under both lines, and now you're wrapping both lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very simple. Now, as you can see, the green is wrapped around the clear. Now you just pull from both ends to tighten it up, and you have your uni. Very easy. We're not done yet. Remember, this will slide right off, as you can see. So, you're still okay if you tie it a little short on this end, because even though it's real tight, you can just take it and slide. Now, we have our main line, we have the tag end of our leader line. You just repeat the process. Make sure both are together. And this is going to be a little more difficult, so I'm only going to wrap it like 2 or 3 times, because this is, like I said, 130-pound test. You loop your leader line, so both the braid or your main line and your leader line are together. Take that tag end. 1, 2, time lapse, 3, 4, 5. Now you take this and you pull. The exact same process as you did with the other side. Being this is mono, I need to wet it a little bit and then make it nice and tight. Here's where the hook we would be tying. So now you can see you've got 1 knot on one side, 1 knot on the other. Now you take the end of your main line, take the end of your leader line, and pull. So both knots are going to keep pressure on each other, and it's not going to come apart. From here, you just go ahead, make sure your scissors aren't tangled. Take your tag end, make sure it's your tag end. Take your other tag end of the main line. There you go. Now, it's a small leader, but there you go. Nothing's gonna happen. Just 2 uni knots tied together. Now, here's one of my favorites, the easiest knot you could ever think of doing, called the surgeon's knot. Take this, we'll get it out of the way. I'm gonna use this big fat line just so I can show you, because the small line a little bit harder to see. So you take your handy dandy spool line, grab it like so, make a loop, and then just like you were tying a Palomar knot, take the loop and cross it like this. You guys can see how it is right there. If it's a T, it's an X, it doesn't matter. Right? So one more time, you make your loop. I'll make it a little bit bigger this time so it's easier with this heavy test line. And then you'll take the loop, pinch it up here, cross it, take the loop underneath, just like you're tying a regular knot. There you go. Now you have your surgeon's knot. A lot of people like to do this, especially when you have leaders that already have swivels, or you want to go ahead and do a quick Palomar knot. Now you're already ready, rocking and rolling, set to go, because it's not going to go anywhere. You pull one end, pull the other end, it's not going anywhere. And then you take your hook, or this could be your barrel swivel. You already got your loop, just pinch it nice and tight, slide it through the eye of your, we're using a hook obviously, so, but it could be a barrel swivel, like I said, either way. Now you're going to do pretty much another Palomar knot. So you take your loop underneath like that, you got your cross section here, slide your hook through that loop like so. Make sure that as you have it here, put your finger like this, so that way you don't, when you're pulling the Palomar knot, like I said earlier, push it up here, that way your finger braces it, so when you pull the loop, it stays above the eye of the hook. Otherwise, what's going to happen is, and I'll push this out, loosen it up again. Now you see this is where we slid the hook through. There's this line right here. Now if you're just trying to go ahead and pull, thinking it's automatically going to go up over the circle of the eye, it's not. No pun intended. So you take that and you're pulling, you still see how it's looped over there. This can be extremely painful if it were to be on the other side of the hook, or the other side of the eye of the hook, because this would slide in where the metal is, and then you're gonna be fighting a fish, and then it's gonna pop. That is it for today. We could go into the lazy T, which is just once you have a loop knot like so, or the surgeon's loop, and it's really good because you can, it's really easy to undo. Like that, you just take it out. You don't have to cut your line. Reel your line in and then just wrap around the eyelet, the bottom eyelet, so, or you can even put along the handle. So, lazy T, this is a bonus one. Let's say you're trying to make maybe a sabiki or a high-low rig, and you have your weight down at this end, but you want to have more stability and get the loop further out. Whereas now it could be hanging down and then your hook's going to get all tangled up. Easiest way to do that is, for demonstration purposes, I will have Junior hold one end, this top end. Pull it up higher, right here. So now what you do is your waist down here or vice versa. You have that. You've got your surgeon's loop, surgeon's knot. All you're going to do is take it and wrap it again and again and again. So it's basically a surgeon's loop plus 4, and then you do that. What's going to happen is, now you can see, hold it up a little bit higher, bud, right there, how you got the main line, both sides, going straight down and straight up. So hold it tighter. There you go, pull it tight. See that? Now it's literally going to stick out. Won't work the same with braid, obviously, because braid's a lot softer and flimsier and gets tangled a lot easier. But it works great for mono because you just tighten that down. And if you already have your hook over here, or if you're going to do a Palomar knot, straight up and down, you can see how that is going to force it to stick straight out. So you could, in theory, keep doing that. Just do another Palomar, excuse me, do another surgeon's loop. Take it, do your loop. Now you already have your high-low. Now, like we're doing a high-low, or high-low, whichever way it's going. Got your surgeon's loop. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then one more time. Now that you see you have your loop, take your surgeon's loop, take it once, do the cross it over. 1, 2, and 3. I would do it 5 times with, or maybe 7, depending on the test strength of your line. You hold that other line, that side of the line, please. And then you take it, pull it tight, right there. Now you can see it. Just give it a nice good pull, like so. And so now there's, forgot the magic lube. So now, once again, you have 2 knots, and that is going to force it to stick straight out, just like with this one. Same thing, how it forces it to stick straight out, it forces it to stick straight out. All right, well, that about wraps it up, guys. All right, my fishing addicts, thanks for tuning in to Not Your Typical Monday. Make sure to go ahead, hit like, comment, subscribe. If you guys know of any other stuff that you would like me to make that's DIY, so it's cheaper instead of buying it at the store like it always is, just go ahead and drop it in the comment section below. I will do my best to try and reinvent the wheel or reverse engineer it. That way we can go ahead and make sure everything's all good, have you get something cool to do in your spare time, and save some money as well. You got anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. Make sure you keep those lines tight, those rods bent.
Peace.
Laters.